Hello and welcome to a brief walkthrough of my Quake level Fiend. So this is a single player level. The theme is you're traveling through the mythological ancient Greek underworld. So I'm going to be going through some kind of design decisions and just kind of like a brief overview of the areas and what you can expect when the level is complete. So I've started the game by framing the view of the player, looking at this tunnel, the dark ominous sky, there's some braziers, and it's really just kind of encouraging you to walk forward. And the only way is forward, so as the player moves forward they go down this staircase and they enter this kind of sprawling area with these rocky kind of cliff faces, and the player approaches forward, they'll notice this kind of doorway that's blocking them. If they approach it, they need the golden key to move forward. So this is just kind of again framing like the next step in the player's mind, and also separating things out. So as the player continues to walk forward, they come to this more open area. You can see this little ridgeway. Again, the only way is this pathway. So there's this level of verticality by increasing the height here. And then as they step onto this, they'll notice that they're on top of the ridge they were on before. And again, the way forward is a little bit of a jump. So as they make it across, continuing down the pathway. So there's no monsters or anything added yet, but you would expect to have firefights as you travel along. And then as the player steps along here, they'll come to this opening where they can see the golden key. So now that they have the key, they can look around, and now they have this little drop down. So now that they have the key, well, the texture that I used before is right there in plain sight. So you can see, okay, well now that I have the key, I can just drop down, and now I'm right back to where I was. So now that I have the key, I can open this. And now that the doorway's open, there's this kind of ominous looking river, and then there's this red platform, so I'm doing this, and it's kind of a boat. So this is following the theme of the river Styx, where the dead souls would sail along it to the underworld. So this part's kind of lackluster since again there's no enemies, but you would be fighting monsters, kind of defending your spot on the boat as you travel down. So I'm going to fast forward to the other end. And once you reach the end here, you can make a jump to shore. And now that you're on shore, this is kind of a more open area, so again, more firefights. At this point, I would be introducing the final monster, and then as they step through this hallway, it's in this nice kind of hallway, there's some areas for ambushes. So there's this platform here where I plan to have a monster jump down, and then maybe block off this area with the door, and once you defeat the monster, the door opens. And so as you enter this area, this is kind of Tartarus, the pit where the wicked are tormented in the afterlife. And so I have this area, so framing this kind of pentagram floating in the middle up there, showing that this is kind of important. I have this lava dripping down the walls, and the players met with two paths, so they can go out there, go left or right, and it doesn't really matter, they have to go through both eventually anyways. So I'm going to go left first, and as I step through here, I'll notice that this wall is kind of a different color, but it's blocked off. So if I were to head down here, the doorway's kind of open, and then I have a chance to have monsters here that ambush you. And if you fight them, you'll come through here, and you'll see again another wall, and then this kind of white platform. As I step forward, again, another opportunity for ambush. And once you step on this, it's just an elevator up. And now that I'm up here, I see these two buttons, so I can press one button, and I see a message saying only one more to go. Well, I can see the button right there, but I can't actually get to it if I try to jump. I just don't have the height, so it drops me down here, and I see I just come right back to the start again. So maybe the player doesn't notice that the first time through. So now that they're here again, well, now they can go to the right way. And here I have this kind of doorway, and I can see there's a button right here. So if I walk up this staircase and press this button, I can drop down. So this is just setting like a simple loop. And then continuing through, again, more firefights. You can jump through this window and then up this staircase, or elevator. And then I can press this other button. And now that both buttons are pressed, you can come back and you can see this staircase slowly rising through the lava. And now that it's there, I have this very light little platforming section across the lava. And I'll be able to see the end of the level right there actually, but I can't get to there because of the lava. So the intuitive answer, if you know anything about Quake, is that the pentagram provides invulnerability when you pick it up. So, and then I can just go into the lava. And now that I'm here, well, I just beat the level. So that's the Greybox right now. There's more to come, so I'll be going through and adding enemies and interactions and finally texturing and lighting things. But if you're interested, be sure to check down the description below where you can find a link to a GitHub repository where I'm keeping a journal on all the things I'm doing, and the final map will be there as well. So thanks for watching.